recent escalation in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has thrust Biden's administration stance into the global spotlight. As a long-standing ally of Israel, the U.S.'s political choices and rhetoric undoubtedly wield significant influence over the trajectory of the conflict. However, the Biden administration appears to be exhibiting a double-faced approach to the Israeli issue. On one hand, the U.S. continues to supply weapons to Israel, thus supporting its security needs. On the other hand, the U.S. criticizes Israel for its failure to effectively protect civilians during the conflict. The U.S.'s stance has sparked widespread discussion and scrutiny, with people beginning to question whether the U.S.'s stance is driven by consideration of morality and human rights, or by political and strategic calculations. And if this stance reflects the administration's contradictions and dilemmas in its Middle East policy, the international community has interpreted the U.S. stance differently. Some countries and international organizations welcome the criticism of the U.S., seeing it as conducive to pushing both sides of the conflict towards negotiation. While other observers believe that the U.S. stance lacks consistency and may exacerbate the complexity of the conflict. From the campus movement for Gaza at Columbia University to protests across the country, international public opinion has put pressure on the Biden administration and is cornering Biden politically. The pressure of public opinion has forced the White House to reconsider its position on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This pressure is not only coming from within the U.S., but also from the international community's expectations of the U.S. as a global leader. The Biden administration is attempting to find a balance between its moral responsibility and political interest, but it's not an easy task. Critics argue that the White House's inconsistent positions may inadvertently fuel the conflict. As pro-Palestine movements continue to gain momentum, the international community, especially the American public, is asking for a clear and more impartial stance from the government. In this volatile international situation, each choice of the U.S. could have far-reaching implications for world peace. This call is not just a challenge to the U.S. government, but also an appeal to the international community.